Let's play 7th Ride.
Then there's no time to waste.
What in the world could be in store for us on the 7th Ride? We're about to find out. The rings are getting crazy. We've defeated the metro station and the robot inside, all the dark shadows with the rocket launchers. And apparently, to jar us a little, Lex Luthor feels the need to make us exercise a little bit more before a final showdown. Can't say the 7th Ride is something that I have been counting down the minutes for, but we have trained hard. We have trained very hard. So whatever our pal Lex wants to throw at us, we're ready. Other than making us redo it whenever we fail one of the mini games. That part, it's when the attitude adjustments have to kick in, and game probably needs like a epilepsy trigger or seizure warning for sure. This is wild. Get a little breather right here. It's the calm before the storm. Alright, here comes the fun. It's like a giant worm in the sky. I'm gonna have to slow down just a hair because I blew all my ring chances already. That's alright. Hopefully with this length we've got a little bit of time, or can afford a little bit of time. I don't know, this is the first time I've played this one. We'll soon find out. I know I probably don't have time to be turning around for every other ring though, so for any of you that have been playing on the normal difficulty, the folks at Titus decided to throw a monkey in the wrench by not allowing you to get to the 7th Ride until you beat the game on Superman mode, so just FYI. But nonetheless, because I've gotten skilled with the game at this point, or pretty good at it, I was able to breeze through the levels without much trouble anymore on the Superman difficulty. Let me see here. I just don't understand the logic to not allowing you to finish every level. Seems kind of dumb. And there's our friend. Let's come around back. See if we can get this guy. Come on. Come on. Where are you? Nicely done. Alright, let's keep going. More rings on this 7th Ride. How obnoxious will our flight in the sky get today? Some more rings to work through. What will our next mini game be? Something explosive, I reckon. It's about time. Had tornadoes and cars on the last 6th ride, right? Seems like he's given us a nice straight shot on some of these here on the 7th ride, which is interesting. Get some weaving and wobbling, but also some reprieve here or there. Other than just missing one sloppily because you didn't fly very good. Oh boy. One thing that will catch you by surprise sometimes is a sort of gust of wind that will occasionally hit certain points. Also the frame rate kind of shoot, where am I going? There it is. Okay. Frame rate will slow or speed up, and then you're trying to compensate in your own anticipation of next moves. I think we got it. Here we go. Don't want to play it too slow or conservative, but also don't want to make any costly mistakes to have to do this again, because we all know how fun redoing these sessions are. Don't forget you can pump the brakes with the R button if you're going a little bit fast. Seems like holding down B accelerates you faster. Cutting it a little close this time, but we made it. Destroy the 2 mine droppers. Don't mind if I do. Let's find them. Here's one. See if we can get over to it. Love a good mine dropper challenge. Easier said than done normally, but maybe we'll get lucky. I'm gonna try to stay close to the building we started on, because one thing I've learned with these is if you get disoriented, you'll have trouble finding the mine dropper again. Try to listen for the explosions, or watch them over your head, because chances are the droppers are trying to kill you. Let's not panic. Let's try to look lower. There's one. There it is. There it is. Yes. All right. More rings. A 9-minute round. Okay, I can't see. Where am I going? Boy, that's a great start, isn't it? Can't afford to waste any more time. Let's just keep going. I have no idea how many minutes we're going to need to beat this leg of the challenge here. But 9 minutes on Superman mode tells me it's probably either a pretty long section or the rings are just off the charts crazy and they know you're going to have to turn around a few times to hit them all. Try to pace yourself. Don't go too slow. Remember R button to brake. I try to train my eyes to watch for the yellow a couple ahead because it at least helps me to see where we're headed, and it's harder to see the gray, so it's sort of a little carrot dangled in front of you to help you know which route you should go. Missed that one. Oh man, that's not cool. Not a great flight path for Superman. We've had several detours. See if we can make up some time here. Oh, dadgummit. I'll have to forgive the directionless aim. Just desperate guy wanting to win. That's all it is here. I'd hate to fly 8 minutes through and then find out there's no chance that I'm going to win, but because I'm still flying blind here, I don't know. I do know missing rings seems like a costly endeavor at this phase. Oh man. This isn't looking too promising. Oh no. Wow, okay. This is getting embarrassing for the Man of Steel. There it is. Trying to get him back on track. Margin of error here is getting lower and lower. Are you aggravated? I am. Maybe we'll just wait for this next one. Seems like, oh man, glutton for punishment here. Wow, this is awful. I promised not to complain, and here I am, doing lots of complaining. Wow, okay. Our pal Lex is slick for sure. Wants to do anything he can to trip up his old pal Clark. Talk about my noobness showing here. Man alive, this is awful. Is there any chance I'm gonna win? As much delay and backtracking as I've done, I have no idea. Okay, hold on. Makes me think of like one of those movies where you're like holding your breath the entire time, just praying that the people survive. That's kind of like what this is. Superman's air is not the issue, it's the clock we're racing. And the difficulty of the rings going nuts here. Coming in and out of the water and the weaving and wobbling, that's where it gets agitating. But to be fair, if you make this section too easy, people will say that level's too easy and I'm about to try to beat the game. I want to have some challenge, so can't blame anybody for what they're doing with that. You're attempting to rebound a very bad start. Oh man. Wow, that one's tricky, huh? Wow. Oh my gosh. 5 dark shadows. Okay. There's one. Assuming they're going to take a few hits. Oh, missed him. Just one in the middle. That's the dark shadows defeated. More rings. Oh man, we survived the painstaking one. I apologize for how ugly that actually went. But if at all possible, I will aim not to redo that, because that was once was enough. Oh no, slow down, buddy. There we go. Lots of underwater rings this time. That's alright. And now Now there seems to be a new fixation with putting them in the dirt, not only to jar you and slow you down, but also just to make it even harder to comprehend. All right, what am I looking for? There it is. I can't tell. I don't know where the green one is. Let's just keep going. We've advanced too far to dawdle. Alright, we're out of the water. Maybe that's a good sign. Doesn't mean the rings aren't going to spaz out on us now, but... it's like a big slinky. I'm sorry. Did you take offense to the slinky joke? It was meant to be a compliment, okay? I always liked the way the metal ones sounded. Put it on top of your stairway. Let it go down. Like we're nearing the end of this little segment here. What's next? Move the cars out of the plane's way. All right, let's do this. Okay, there's one. Well, that's easy, right? I hope. There's two. I'll make sure they're way out of the way, right? Are there any more? I don't know. Are you ready to be irritated? I got just the level for you. This particular leg of the journey truly feels nonsensical because unlike the previous levels where you're jumping from green rings to the next, gray rings are now in play too. And you have to decide, should I follow the gray rings or not? If you don't, then you end up on an alternate map. And I can't figure out if that's, you're supposed to. Doesn't seem like you're supposed to just follow only one map. You are supposed to go off script and find these other rings, which makes it very hard because there's a whole lot of faux red rings, and if you go into the wrong one, game over, pal. So we're gonna go up. Here's the Daily Planet. This is pretty miserable because you have no clue where you're supposed to go. No clue whatsoever. And there's so many varying heights in the level. it's hard to even see where the rings would be. When you do find a path of rings, which ones are eligible to fly through. So yeah, it's this is, I think that's the ending right there. So what I'm going to try to do here is follow these rings in reverse. Maybe we can make heads or tails of this. Does that make any sense? Maybe that's the solution. You find the ending, then you follow the other gray ones until they stop. Looks like the path continues this way. Alright. Oh no. Okay. I think this feels right. I don't know where the green ring is, but I do know I can take a penalty here. Alright. If you are confused by this path, you're not alone. However, that's not the right way. Find our way back over here. Let's listen. Wow. Talk about maddening. There's another fake ring there. You don't want to fall for those, or it's game over. Try to listen for the game ending sound. Sadly, I look to have found the boundaries. Wow. There's some rings. Just gotta find an entry point to get to them. Okay. Oh boy, no, get up here. I wish I could give some constructive advice on what I'm doing. or even tell you that I'm on a favorable path, but I can't really say that. Thank you, God. Superman wins. Yes. We earned that one, boy. That was hard.